TSG Foundation's monthly meditation and seed thoughts for the keynote of this month. And today's lesson is taken from this wonderful book, Wisdom of the Zodiac, Volume 4. And it is taken from chapter 15, titled Capricorn, Transformation, and Past Images. This is a beautiful chapter. I will talk about some basic keynotes, and then we will go and do our meditation. And I suggest that you read this chapter very carefully, meditate on the keynotes that are given on these pages. And why is that? Capricorn falls at the end of the year, sometimes in the beginning of January, and it is a time of transformation. This is a time when we can see where is it that we are going, how the new year is going to unfold, and where our life is going to lead us. 2020 has been a huge challenge for everyone in the world. And let's see how we are going to handle the new challenges that are coming in 2021. This is such an important chapter. So look, transformation and past images. Just in that title alone, we can see that if we stick to our past images, we will not transform our life. So let me start by reading some beautiful paragraphs. In my book, it starts on page 171. It is really lovely, and I'd like you to think of some of these seed thoughts as you start preparing for Capricorn and celebrate this wonderful full moon and do the meditation. So I'm going to read the second paragraph. The meaning of Capricorn is also very interesting. Capricorn is the sign of initiations. Initiations means that you have overcome this current stage and you are ready to be admitted to a new stage of work. Okay, initiation means continuous expansion of your consciousness or your awareness. If you think about that sentence, you will see that we are not always aware of what is going on within our body, emotions, and mind, in our relationships, in greater worlds, in the relationships between us and the higher worlds. So look how he's defining it. It is initiation is an expansion of our awareness, an awareness of ourselves, our physical, emotional, mental bodies, as well as awareness of what is going on around us. Look at the automatic and toxic ways people are responding to each other all over the world. There's so much polarization, so much hatred, that you can say half of the population in any given country hates the other half. How could that be? And how can we coexist if half of us hates the other half? Even in our own bodies, if we ourselves hate a part of us and want to discard a part of us, it is not going to help. So this whole idea of Capricorn is the idea of initiation in wholeness. Okay, so initiation is a steady, continuous, and gradual increase of awareness between you and the greater world. Sometimes when we get scared, when we want to just shrink into our own life, we don't want to know about what is going on in other parts of the world. We don't want to be part of a greater world, but that is just a myopic view of our life, because we are part of the entire universe. We can't isolate ourselves. We can't legislate isolation, either in our private life or in the global life. How awful it is that we have to be alone, whether we're individuals or families or nations. So we are going to see and be aware of ourselves in the greater world. You become aware. That means you understand, you see, you hear, you appreciate the greater life. For example, when babies are born, they are not aware of what is going on. It's true, they're just aware of the immediate needs of their bodies. But as they grow month after month, before they're 1 year old, they're aware and they're curious and they want to play with many things around them. So we are like babies in relation to the higher spheres and greater levels of consciousness. We start opening our eyes like little doggies that cannot see for 8 or 9 days. Sometimes humanity cannot see for 80 or 90 years until their vision is opened. We have to open our eyes not just the physical eyes, but our heart eyes, our mind eyes, our emotion eyes, our tenderness eyes. These have to be opened. And in order to do that, we have to be steady, steady. And we have to do this continuously, not just one day we do work, another day we don't do work. We have to be gradual in our work, constantly, constantly thinking of what is going on in our life and how to change it. Let's go to the next page. This is a beautiful paragraph that I'd like to read and highlight some seed thoughts for you. Capricorn as an invitation and challenge to gradually expand our consciousness and awareness. Those two words are really interesting. We think they're the same. Consciousness, to be conscious of something, is I consciously hear something outside, I'm conscious of the light, I'm conscious of other people's presence and their ideas. But awareness is really understanding it, identifying it. So if I hear something, I say, oh, that's a car moving down the street. If I hear someone, I say, oh, yeah, that person is making sense or not making any sense at all. So those are the two ideas in an open mind, open heart, and one is a little bit more intense in identifying what it is that you're conscious of. Okay? You can be conscious of the heat, of the coldness, and then awareness means, yes, it's too hot, I need to come in, or it's too cold, I need to put on an extra layer on. So those are two beautiful concepts for you to ask yourself, what am I conscious of in my life? And how does that make me aware of what actions I need to take as a result of my consciousness? Okay? If we expand our consciousness and awareness, we surpass ourselves. Okay? Just being conscious. There are other worlds, there are angels and devas, there are great teachings. Okay, we're conscious of that. That's wonderful. But what about if I become aware of the content and I read and I digest and I practice and I do everything I can to put into practice what I'm learning? Then my awareness and my practice, my life changes. The surpassing process is the elimination of pain and suffering and tribulations. This is such an important statement. If you are in pain, suffering, anxious, you're going to see and ask yourself, what do I need to have a greater consciousness of? And then how does that make me more aware of how I am living, the choices that I am making, and what I need to make so that my life changes? That is a very, very important point. People believe in everything that cures their body, emotions, and mind, but there is only one permanent cure. That cure is the expansion of your consciousness. Go beyond what you think you are. This is the whole thing. Look at the title is Transformation in Past Images. If we are constantly litigating, going over the same ideas, the same words, the same narrative of our life and our image of ourselves, believe me, we are not going to change. I've seen that in my life and the lives of many people that I've come across in all my years of work and service. So if you want change, the permanent cure, you have to expand your consciousness. Now, let me just say something here. The permanent cure doesn't mean that you don't feel sadness, that you don't have grief, that you don't have stress and strain. Of course, we live as human beings, and these are emotions and thoughts that are circulating all over the world around us. Starting in 2020, look what has happened in the world. And so it doesn't mean that we don't feel anything. We do, but it doesn't take our joy away from us. Okay, that inner joy of the possible will always stay with us if we start expanding our consciousness and look beyond our daily problems, because problems will be solved. So look what he says. As you expand your consciousness, okay, you expand your viewpoints, you expand by listening to others, by reading and meditating and understanding, and really become aware of what is going on with yourself. Really aware and call it, own it. Don't say it is what it is. Okay, you're going to own it. Then, as you expand your consciousness, you conquer your body, your physical needs and habits, your emotions, your glamours and pretenses. We pretend all the time, don't we? I mean, really look at this very, very clearly. And mind, okay, the mind that is stuck on certain images. And eventually, you enter into a state in which you are a master of your form. That's what we want, okay? And create a beautiful possible image of ourselves. Eventually, that form transforms to such a degree that that form never accepts any weaknesses, any defeat anymore. So you are expanding your consciousness with new viewpoints, new learning, new practice, new striving, and then your awareness expands on what is possible. And as you do that, your form starts transforming, your form of the physical, emotional, and mental. And you will not accept any weaknesses and say, oh, that's the way I am. No, that's not the way you are. Or defeat. I'm not defeated. I am solving my problems and creating new ways to deal with the problems of life. That is the end. That is the end of our tribulations, pains, sufferings, and sicknesses. Capricorn teaches this. And that is why Capricorn has the symbol of a goat climbing to the mountaintop. The mountaintop, always try to go to the highest in you. You know you have something higher in you than what you see right now. It is possible. And I believe that. I believe that people everywhere know there is something higher. They just don't know how to get there. So these teachings give us the methodology, the guidance, if we are willing to put them into practice. So you start with reading, expanding your consciousness, looking at different viewpoints, and then you start putting into practice, little by little, aware what are the possibilities and which possibility do I want to use so that I end my tribulations. This is a fantastic chapter, and I recommend that you read it and you study it. And if you want to look at improving your self-image, there are two books that I recommend. The Mystery of Self-Image by Torkom Saraydarian. It's a fantastic little tiny book that is a powerhouse to show you how your self-image actually creates the life that you live, and how if you want to change the life that you live, you have to start with changing your self-image of who you think you are and what is possible for you. And the second book I recommend for you is the book Joy and Healing. I can't talk about that book enough. We always have lessons in that, classes in that. I recommend that you take those two books and you read them. Make them a part of your reading for 2021. So study this chapter and do the meditation with me. I will guide us through it. And it is a beautiful meditation that I will be using on pages 181 and 182 in this book, volume 4. But before we start the meditation, I'm going to do a nice visualization for us that is taken from this book, Prayer. I love this book. Give this book to yourself as a gift. You are going to love it. It's a gorgeous cover, beautiful prayers in there, and translations and visualizations. So this is an exercise that I'd like us to do before we do the meditation. And it is taken from pages 135 to 136 of Prayer. So if you are ready to do your meditation, sit up straight. Put a nice smile on your face. And first we are going to do this visualization, and then we will go into the meditation from Wisdom of the Zodiac. Okay. Breathe and exhale and keep your chin down a little bit. And the first thing we are going to do is breathe in a silvery blue light. Exhale it out of your physical body and release all your tensions. Now next, breathe in a rosy pink light. Take it into your emotions. Hold it. And as you exhale, fill yourself with that beautiful rosy pink light and release your emotional tensions. Third breath, breathe in, ruby red for the clearing of your mind. Let it go to your mental body and exhale all your stresses and strains. And you see yourself for just a few seconds in that beautiful glow of silvery blue, rosy pink, and ruby red. Just sit there and keep that visual in your mind as you repeat after me. Lead us, O Lord, from darkness to light, from the unreal to the real, from death to immortality, from chaos to beauty. Staying in those triple lights, repeat after me. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate, and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men and women love. Let us say one Om together. Now let's go into our meditation. Keep yourself surrounded with those colors and just ask yourself, what is my self-image now? How do I see myself? And just take a quick photograph of what you think is your physical body, emotions, and your mind. Consider how you think, how you narrate yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Go ahead and just say each one in a sentence. I am, or I see myself as. Now we are going to go into a new self-image. How do you want to see yourself? First, physically. Make an affirmation of how you want to be physically. Next, go to emotional, how you want to see yourself emotionally. Next, how you want to see yourself mentally. Now take that image of yourself and see yourself as perfect as you can. Don't criticize and just see yourself as you are, beautiful, radiant, a soul who is not stuck in the bodies. You are using your bodies to express yourself. A beautiful soul shining in all colors. Hold that thought in your mind and let us say the great invocation together. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. See the light pouring onto our planet, giving us the light of wisdom to change our lives in the new year. Let's add to that light with the second verse. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. See the love and compassion of Christ coming to all of us, all over the world. Let's add to that with the third verse. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. See a greater light, divine light coming to us through the hierarchy and filling us, all of humanity, with a sense of direction. Let us go to the next one. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. See humanity together. Let us listen to each other. Let us stop our divisiveness and our hatred toward each other. It is our responsibility now. Let us invoke once again with the last line. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let's say that again. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh. One more time. Thank you for joining me. I wish you a most blessed holidays, Christmas, and blessed New Year for you. And I hope your new year unfolds in a new self-image and you expand your awareness and your consciousness and you expand your striving into something new in 2021. Thank you for joining me, and I appreciate your help and your participation, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.